Hey guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are building a small-ish mid-century modern home. I built this house on a 20 by 15 lot in Oasis Springs, and I've been wanting to build in this mid-century modern style for quite a while now, but I find that I tend to build in more traditional styles most of the time, so this was something that was a little bit different for me. And I looked at a bunch of reference pictures while I was building just to get a sense of how things should be in a mid-century modern home. I think that I ended up making it a little bit more modern than mid-century modern, but I still really like the way that it turned out. I had a lot of fun trying to think of different ways to do the roofing. I ended up going with a roof design that was split into two pieces, and they were kind of like opposing each other, and I copy-pasted the first roof piece and sized it down a little bit to make the second one, so they actually have the exact same wavy structure to them. But I thought it looked really cool, especially from one angle in the front. You'll see it in the screenshots that I took at the end of this video, but from just the right angle, it kind of looks like the roof piece in the back is cascading onto the one in the front, which I think looked really neat. And in just a second right here, I'm about to put down a pool for this backyard. It's a pretty small pool, but I actually chose to make it a round circular shape. And I got this idea from Kate Emerald, who is another lovely YouTuber. And the way to do it is to either put down an octagonal pool or draw it yourself, and then use a fountain object that's named the cone fountain, that's K-O-A-N fountain, and size it up and put it at the bottom of the pool, and then use the 9 key to raise it up gradually until it is just high enough to cover the edges of the pool. But Kate Emerald has a very helpful tutorial on how to do all of that, so I will try to remember to put a link to her video in the description box below. But as I was doing some light research for this style of build, I kept on reading that mid-century modern styles tend to have a lot of clean lines and plenty of natural light, as well as designs that are sleek but still feel a little bit retro in retrospect. So I tried to stick to those guidelines as I was doing this build. And I've always thought that those all glass houses look super cool and they allow like plenty of natural light to flow into the room, but I don't know how I actually feel about living in one of them, just because I feel like there's no privacy in a home that's just glass on all sides. And I don't think that blinds or curtains would look good on the insides of those windows, because that kind of ruins the all glass effect there. So I didn't want to make an all glass house, but I did like the floor to ceiling windows, so I ended up just using those big base game windows around approximately 1/3 of the house, I want to say, and then leaving the rest of the walls just windowless so that the sim living there could still have a little bit of privacy. But anyways, right here I'm just finishing up the succulent garden that's in the front of the house. I never get to use those succulents because I just never build in Oasis Springs. I think it's just because I'm not used to like desert specific landscaping, so I kind of avoid building there. And I still kind of avoided landscaping for the most part in this build because I just built the garden on that little ledge right there, but I think it still looks super cute, especially with all the little varieties of cactus in the garden. And right now I'm just cutting out a portion of the flooring upstairs to make a loft. The floor plan for this house was pretty simple. It's just one bed, one bath, and it can fit up to 2 sims. But the downstairs is just a family area with a dining table and then a kitchen. And the upstairs is the lofted bedroom with a workspace and a bathroom. I thought about putting the bathroom downstairs so that it would be easier for any guests that are visiting to go to the bathroom without having to like essentially walk into the bedroom. But I was playing around with that a little bit before I started screen recording, and I don't think that I could have fit a full bathroom into the downstairs and still have a lot of open space in the living area, so I ended up just putting the bathroom upstairs. And right now I'm just working on the living space a little bit. I took 2 of those couches from Get Together and I merged them into an L shape to make like kind of a makeshift sectional. The 2 couches are the same length. One of them's not longer than the other. It just looks like that because the rest of the shorter couch is actually underneath the platform section of the stairs right there. And it works out really well because you can't see it from the outside either because the succulents are kind of blocking your view right there. But I also put in that mid-century modern armchair from Get Famous. I used a lot of Get Famous items in this build because they're all kind of like mid-century-ish. And the dresser that I put underneath the TV as sort of a TV stand, as well as the bookcase or the shelf, I'm not really sure which one it's found under, Both of those items are also from Get Famous. And I think that most of the bigger furniture pieces that I use in this build are from that pack. That rug is actually also from Get Famous, and I used 3 different swatches of that rug in this build. There's that one rug in the family area, and then one rug is underneath the dining table, and then one is underneath the bed upstairs. And of course, this right here is the kitchen. I struggled a little bit with the color of the counters and the cabinets. I wasn't sure if I should keep them all yellow, just because an entirely yellow kitchen might become an eyesore after a while. Like, it could be nice at first, but then I'm not sure if you would get sick of looking at it every single day. So I played with that a little bit. I went back and forth between, I think, yellow and like a light shade of blue, and then beige a couple of times. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep that in the video. I might cut some of it out, so you might see the color of the counters and the cabinets change color, but I think I did end up going with yellow counters and then maybe beige cabinets. And then I used the fridge and the stove that we got from Jungle Adventure because I liked how retro they looked, and I thought that fit in really nicely with this theme. And this area right here is going to be the dining area where the rug currently is, but I really wanted this house to have an actual dining table instead of just making them eat at the bar stools at the kitchen counter, because when I was building this house, I kind of envisioned the Sims that lived here to be very social Sims who had a very strong social life, so I thought that maybe they would have friends who came over all the time for brunch or dinner. So that's why I put down the 4 dining chairs instead of just the 2 for the 2 Sims that lived here. But that's pretty much it for the dining area. I should also mention that the table, the chairs, the bookcase that I was just cluttering, as well as the bar stools in the kitchen are all from Get Famous, so they all go together super well. And then this area right here, I actually created a tiny living area for the mice. I thought that this was such a cute idea. I saw it first on Reddit, but I forgot to screenshot or save the post, so I'm not sure what the username of the person was who posted it to Reddit, but thank you for that idea. This was such a cute idea. I never would have thought of it myself, honestly, but I just needed something small to like kind of fill up the space right there because I wasn't sure what else to put between the kitchen and the dining area. So then I just created this tiny living space for the mice. And that's just about it for the downstairs of this house. I also added 3 swatches of that naturey artwork to the wall space that's just above the living area for the mice. And with that, we are now in the upstairs of this house. This part that I'm decorating right here is technically part of the bedroom, but it's just like the little hallway space that the stairs lead up to. And this door right here leads to the bathroom. I love this door so much. It came with the Get Famous pack. I actually don't use this door too much, even though I like it so much, just because I feel like the door in and of itself is kind of like a statement piece. But since this is the only door in this house other than the front door, actually, I wanted to make it a little bit special and I wanted it to stand out a little bit. And this right here is the bathroom. I chose to go with the season set again, which I really love because I think it goes well with a lot of different styles. However, I do think that it is a little bit too modern for this house. It's definitely more modern than mid-century modern, but since it's in a closed off little room by itself, I think that it still works with the rest of this house. And this area that I'm about to work on right here is going to be the workspace. It mainly just consists of the video station that we got from Get Famous, and then there's also a camera on a tripod in the corner, and then I'll put down a keyboard in a second. And with all this equipment, I thought that maybe one of the Sims that lived here could be like a singer-songwriter type who uploaded their videos online and gained followers that way. But the video station, even though it looks like it has a computer, can only be used for the media production skill. And I really wish that the computer on the desk could also be used for normal computer things. That's actually why I included another laptop on the dining table downstairs, just because I feel like every home needs to have either a computer or a laptop, because that's kind of the gateway for a lot of different skills that you can get your Sim to work on, including the writing skill, which is super profitable. And finally, this here is the bedroom. Most of the furniture you see here is again from Get Famous. I really like this bed, and I actually like the first swatch that I picked out for it better, but once I added the side tables, I realized that the wood color of the bed didn't quite match the end tables, so then I switched the bed color to that all yellow swatch you see right there. And I also added the laundry hamper that came with the laundry stuff pack next to the dresser so that your Sim can do laundry if they want to. There's also a washer dryer combo in the bathroom in case you didn't see it before. And that's just about it for this house. The last big thing that I did was I went through the entire house and I changed the colors of the wallpapers a little bit. I think it was mostly an issue with the lighting, where most of the lights that I used gave off a warmer, yellower tone, and I didn't like the way that that looked on the white walls. So then I went through and I changed all of the white and gray details of the house to warmer sepia tones. I also changed the flooring to that geometric carpeting that we got from Discover University. It really surprised me when I did it that such a small change could make such a big difference. I feel like the carpeting really pulled the room together and it made it look a little bit fuller. And as you can see, I also changed the white walls to be a light green color. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my speed builds, you can always subscribe to my channel. And I actually have a pretty long list of things and ideas that I want to build, but if there's anything that you'd like to see in particular, I would love it if you put it in the comment section below so that it'll move to the top of my list. So thanks again, and see you next time!